What is up, mi familia? Welcome back to another episode of The Backyard. I am currently driving right now, so please forgive me if I'm not looking directly into the camera, if I'm a little distracted. But right now, we are currently on our way to do a quick little mod to the truck. We're gonna go meet up with Central Coast Tuning right now over at Valley Fair. They have a tuning event, and we are going to install the OTT, otherwise known as the Overland Taylor Tune, I believe. We're gonna get that tune installed right now. So we're driving over. It's about a 10-minute drive. I'm actually on a different tune right now. I am on the CVC Tune by Chan. And I did make a video about that one, but unfortunately it never saw the light of day because I lost all the audio to it. I went to edit, audio was gone, so didn't feel like re-recording again. So here we are now. I basically made a video doing the whole install process and my review on it, but it's lost, so oh well. I'll give you a quick little rundown on why we are switching, but before I do that, let's talk a little bit about why you would want to tune your truck. The Tacoma specifically, many of you, if you own it, you know the factory stock tune isn't the greatest. The shifting, there's always this talk about gear hunting, so like especially when you're on an incline, is the right two lanes to take exit 3A for California 87 South. Ignore my GPS. You're on an incline, your gears just start shifting to the highest gear when ideally you want to be at a lower gear. So let's say you're in 4th gear, it starts shifting 5th, 6th, and basically it's just trying to get you the best fuel economy, but it's not giving you the best power for climbing. And that's all because Toyota had to, go with emissions and whatnot. So this tune, most of these tunes, they claim to correct that. The CVC Tune did a great job at correcting that. The shift points were great, no complaints there. I mean, the bottom end, it started shifting a lot later, holding the gears longer, which was great. This tune is also supposed to help with the throttle lag. So the Tacoma, you press it, it lags for a while, and then it goes. What you want is you press the pedal, you go. So that doesn't really happen with the stock tune. The CVC Tune did a little bit better about that, but there still definitely was some lag. So I wanted a little bit more responsiveness, so that's why we're going with OTT Tune. OTT actually allows you to select your throttle settings. So they have a few different settings. They go from light, mild, medium, spicy, and I believe super spicy. And each one is basically a step up of how sensitive your pedal is when you step on it. Nice thing with OTT is if you ever want to switch it up, you just hit the tuner up again and they'll switch it for free. They'll remap it to a lighter or stronger setting if you want to. And the other thing that sometimes they claim is improved gas mileage. This isn't always the case. It's a car by car, driver by driver basis. If you have a heavy foot, your gas mileage is gonna suck. If you drive like a grandpa, your gas mileage is gonna be good. Personally, with the CVC Tune, I saw a drop in MPGs. In the beginning, I did have a heavy foot, but then I started, driving my regular habits, and I saw a drop from, let's say, city driving. I was getting 15, 16. Now I'm seeing 13, 14. It's a truck. I don't really care. That wasn't my selling point on these tunes. The other thing that it can help with is your power band. So they help increase the lower end of the power band. CVC, I don't think, claimed this really, whereas OTT does increase the power band slightly throughout, mainly on the lower end, which is what you want on one of these trucks. And they have their dyno numbers on their website. I'll put it down below. All right, so now the reason why I am changing tunes. Before I get into it, I just want to make it perfectly clear. I'm not here to bash on any tune, not talking shit on any tuner. CVC Tune was great. Chan's a great guy. This is just my personal opinion and things that I would want out of a tuner or a tune itself. The main reason why I'm switching is, one, because of the lack of communication and responsiveness that I've received working with CVC. Again, they're great. Chan is very knowledgeable. He knows what he's doing. He has a good tune, but it was very hard to get a hold of him even when I first got the tune. And then after I got the tune, I had a few questions, some adjustments I wanted to make, and I would either just get left on red and wouldn't be responded to until a couple weeks later, maybe even a month later. And honestly, that just rubbed me a little the wrong way. I like getting things done. You know, I like good customer service. And it's just kind of hard to make adjustments and changes to your truck and get it running the way you want to when you're not getting that responsiveness. So that was a big factor into my decision. I don't have the OTT tune yet, but I can speak on the responsiveness. I hit up JC over at Central Coast Tuning, and he's been very responsive every time. Literally within the hour, he's replying to my messages, whether it's on Instagram or through phone. So the responsiveness is there. We'll see how that responsiveness carries out once we are tuned. I mean, I've heard nothing but great things from him. Again, apologies for my GPS, but I've heard nothing but great things from him. So hopefully it continues to be good responsiveness and communication. Another reason why I'm switching is I wasn't the biggest fan of the throttle lag, or the throttle response, sorry. It did help with the throttle lag significantly, but it was still there, honestly. Like, I still feel it. Like, sometimes I'll be on the freeway and I step on it and it takes a while, or even on a standstill, sometimes it takes a while. It's not very consistent, I noticed. And I talked to Chan about this, and he didn't really have a response other than it's better than stock. So yeah, that was another reason. The OTT, the nice thing about it is you can choose your throttle settings. You can go from light, mild, medium, spicy, super spicy. I'm thinking of going medium and spicy, but I'm gonna talk to the tuner, talk to JC, see what he thinks. The nice thing is, if you ever want to swap throttle settings or switch to more sensitive or more aggressive, he'll do it for free. You just got to hit him up and let him know, hey, I want to change from mild to medium, or medium to spicy, or whatever it may be. And then the third reason was I didn't really notice any power gains. Again, I don't think CVC claimed any power gains. There wasn't much of a power gain. I mean, you can feel it a little bit. I definitely felt it when you hit the ECT button, but you know, I want that off the bat. I don't want to have to press a button to get gains or whatever. I want the gains right then and there. Again, not bashing him. He didn't claim to have any significant power gains, nor does he have dyno numbers, so there's nothing against him or CVC Tune. But yeah, we're pulling up shortly here to get tuned. So I may or may not film some of that. Just kind of want to let him do his thing without any distractions. And I'll get back to you guys shortly once we have the tune with first impressions. So I'll get back to you guys in a bit. And we're back, fam. So I didn't do any recording. I kind of just let JC do his thing over at Central Coast Tuning. We're chatting it up a lot, so, you know, kind of got distracted. Overall went well. I'm not gonna say it was the smoothest experience just because we ran into a little hiccup. My ECU actually got bricked on the truck while we were tuning. So what happened was, he plugged in the OBD2 port to his software, and as he was trying to calibrate things, the software just crashed on him and essentially bricked the ECU. So what happened is apparently CVC had unlocked my ECU, so that's not a problem. That's pretty common practice, standard, what you want to do. But he didn't register my my VIN with the software. So that created some issues, and I guess confused the software, and because it already had a tune or whatever, I don't know. I'm not a tuning expert, but it bricked the ECU. My truck was dead for a while, but you know, JC did his thing. He was able to work with OTT, and he actually was able to recover the stock ETU software and the settings. So truck turned right back on. He was able to tune it, and we were good to go. So I talked to him a little bit about the throttle settings. We ended up going with the mild medium just to be on the safe side. So I drive in a lot of traffic. This is my daily driver. And I don't want anything to be too overly sensitive and jerky when I'm in traffic, because that will get, one, very annoying, and two, can be dangerous if I tap it and, you know, my truck goes boom. So we're mild medium. The mild feels pretty good already, not gonna lie. At least the initial feels pretty similar to CVC, but I don't feel that lag anymore. I haven't tried the medium. If I want to go to medium, I just hit my ECT button. The power band stays the same, just the throttle setting, so it'll be a little bit more sensitive. So we'll try that out a little bit later. He did mention basically same thing as CVC did, and with any tune, there's pretty much what you call a break-in period, where you kind of just let the truck relearn everything, because basically you reset the settings, so it's relearning all the emissions, all the shifting, all of that, all the MPG calculations. So we need to let it basically learn for a good 500 miles. But already off the rip, it feels good. It feels pretty consistent. It feels a lot smoother than CVC did when I initially got it tuned. And the gears, they're holding nicely. I definitely feel a good amount of low end torque, which is what I wanted. But yeah, that being said, I'm gonna keep driving the truck for the next 500 miles, and I will get back to you guys and let you know what my thoughts are on that. But so far, I like it. It feels smooth. Already think it's an improvement compared to CVC, but time will tell there. And again, guys, I am not bashing on anyone on any particular tune. This is my personal experience. This is my personal experience with the tune. You guys do your research. I did a lot of research. Apparently, I didn't do the proper research at first, because I ended up going with 2 different tunes. But yeah, take my experience as a learning experience for you guys. Do your research. Really look into the tune you want to get. Ask all the questions you need. Answer before you do it. Personally, I'm happy right now with my decision, but time will tell. You know, we're gonna let the truck do its thing, do its learning, and I will get back to you soon on that. Peace.
One eternity later.
All right, fam, and we back. Currently on my way home from work. We just got off, so we're gonna sit in traffic for about half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll see. Friday, usually it's a little less on Fridays. But anyways, reason why we're here. So I've had the tune for about, I want to say 2 months now. I think I got it back in early November. It's late January now. Or did I get it late October? I don't know. But it's been at least 2 months. We've driven on it at least 3,000 miles. This is pretty much my honest impressions now that I've had it for a while. The truck has gotten its chance to do its learning. So far, I am really enjoying this tune. Personally, I prefer it a lot better to the CVC one that I had. Not bashing anyone, not saying that one was bad. This is just my personal preference. I prefer the throttle response of this one. Some of you might like the throttle response of CVC a little bit better. It all depends on kind of your preference. This is my personal preference. JC is still very communicative. He responds usually same day or even within the hour most of the time. So no complaints there. But yeah, we went with the mild medium throttle response based on JC's recommendations on how my truck was set up. And for a while, I was thinking of going medium spicy, because I like things a little bit aggressive. But after driving it for a while, I think this is the sweet spot. The mild even sometimes can be a little bit jerky in stop and go traffic, and this is my daily commuter. When I want a little bit more oomph, I hit it with the medium tune. Just hit that ECT button, and the throttle response is definitely a lot more jerky there. I use that whenever I want to pass up people a little bit faster. Not that it's really necessary now. Or when I'm towing like my ATV in the back, or a trailer, which I rarely do the trailer. I got the Silverado for that. This one mostly the ATV or the dirt bike in the back. I'll hit that ECT button, we're good to go. Power wise, it feels great. I'll romp in it right now that I got a little bit of space. I just went from 40 to 70 right there in those 2-3 seconds. But yeah, it's very responsive. Low end torque is good. I definitely prefer it to the CVC Tune. CVC was more of adjusting the gears and eliminating the gear hunting, which it did great at. But this one also does that, and I like it. Pretty much anything under 3,000 RPMs, it doesn't really shift until you get above that. You're going in hills, it holds those gears nicely, not shifting all the way up to 6th gear and making your truck all laggy and whatnot. So this has definitely helped improve that. MPG stayed about the same. No really difference from CVC, stock, OTT. I would say maybe I lost like a mile or 2 per gallon, but there's a lot of factors that go into that. The wind, the resistance. I got the roof rack on top now. I took off the box, but that didn't really make a difference, honestly. Got the tonneau cover. That didn't do jack shit. If people tell you that adds a mile per gallon or 2, they're full of fucking horseshit. Doesn't do anything. I got a heavy foot, so I'm averaging anywhere in heavy traffic like 13 to 15. And in long highway trips, I've gotten up to 17, 18 miles per gallon. So it's not horrible. I also have rated E tires, 33s, so they're heavy as shit. So that doesn't help either. But we don't buy these trucks for the gas mileage. It's all miles per gallons here. But no, that being said, I really enjoy the OTT Tune. I don't think I'm going to re-gear the truck anytime soon. 1, it's expensive, and 2, I don't really feel a need to it with how the truck is responding. Maybe it'll increase my miles per gallon, but the cost savings to that is going to be not really there until I drive it many miles. Well, a few years even, because I mean, that's just in parts you're looking at like $1,500 to $2,000. I'd rather spend that somewhere else on the truck, like a bumper or whatnot. Speaking of bumpers, if we do upgrade bumpers, we'll see kind of how the throttle response reacts to that, and if it slows it down once we do get a bumper. I'm still debating kind of what look I want to go for. I'm thinking maybe the what's that one, the Rock Runner bumper from C4. I really like that one, and then maybe a tube bumper in the back, and some rock sliders too. Not that we really need them, because we don't do any crazy rock crawling, but I just like the look of them personally. Maybe we'll do some rock crawling in the future. I don't know. I'm a fucking bitch when it comes to that shit. I do mild off-roading. But yeah, all in all, really enjoying the tune. If you guys are looking to get a tune yourself, feel free to reach out to JC over at Central Coast Tuning for an OTT tune. If Chan is the way you want to go with CVC, by all means go with Chan. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He has a great tune as well. Personally, I would go with the OTT based on responsiveness, the throttle response, and the dyno charts that they have, and all the research and R&D. And if you're looking for something that's smoggable and carb legal here in California, because let's face it, California has some bullshit ass laws when it comes to that kind of stuff, then OTT is probably the way you want to go. I believe CVC claims that they don't have any smog issues, but you never know with these once you modify the ECU. Like, some people might be able to detect it. But anyways, with that being said, thanks for watching. Stay blessed. And never forget, gas, beer, and ass. Peace.